Hello everyone, welcome to RPA solution channel. In this video, I am going to explain how we can able to automate SAP application using Power Automate Desktop or the SAP macros. The scriptings are enabled in the SAP. We can able to use the macro recording, which is the easiest way to automate the steps inside SAP. If the organization is restricted the macro enabling or scripting disabled, so we can use the our RPA bots or RPA tools to automate the applications. Let me quickly show you how we can able to do that. Currently, we have inside a Power Automate desktop, we have the SAP automation actions like launch SAP and attach the already running a session and creating a new SAP session and all. Even the transaction related actions also available. The menu actions and everything will be available inside the Power Automate actions. Launch SAP action, we have the multiple options are available. One is the server description is which is a connection mode. We have to provide the which server or which uh, particular SAP we are going to connect, and that particular server description we need to be provided. For suppose in this scenario, I will be connecting to this one. Let me quickly open the properties. So this is the server I'm going to connect, and the client will be once we log into the particular server, the which client we are connecting and the respective credentials. Automatically, when we are using this action, it will launch and it will log into the respective username and password. We have also attached which is already running a SAP Easy Access. Instead of storing the credentials without the vaults and all, we can ask the ops SMEs to launch the SAP manually and enter the credentials, and we can attach already existing window title, so it will be created the instance. So previously we do not have the SAP automation related action, so we need to depending upon the run application and going through the keystrokes or entering the populating of the text field and all. Right now the default actions are very useful for this our recent updates. Let me quickly show you what I can able to do in this simple use case. I will be logging in. And I will be entering the transaction code. We'll take this entire table as Excel dump. Either we can use the shortcuts or we can simply go to the list and spreadsheet export as a spreadsheet. You can simply using the keystrokes. When we are using the keystroke Shift F4, it will be exporting this current values or the current rows and columns. Simply OK and click save. We can give the respective path here. Currently, I'm giving the default path. Once we save this Excel file, it will be opening and we can see the data which is already there inside the table. From here onwards, we can able to filter out or as per our requirement, we can able to manipulate the data using Excel actions or the macros. How we can able to do this, all the steps, let me quickly show you. Till here, we are entering the, as you can see, till here we are entering the SM50T code, and we are using the send keys. If the elements are already existing with the UI elements, we can able to record those and we can able to use the quick actions. If the SAP screen do not have any elements, some scenarios we cannot able to select the elements because of the background of the elements are not available. Scenario we can depending upon the keystroke. It's not ideal to use the keystrokes for the existing organization level. We need to consider as a last resort, and always focusing on the window where we are sending the keystrokes. For this keystrokes, I already selected the window which is already there here. Whether you can use the start of that particular window title, and we can use it, and we can able to send keys. And next we are selecting the spreadsheet window title. In this one, what we are entering, we are simply using the tab under return keys to quickly continue with saving as a select spreadsheet previously what we saw in the manually. And next is the save as window will be coming. So in this window also I'm entering the keystrokes. If the UI elements are all existing for this save as window and select spreadsheet, we can use that one. Otherwise, the elements are not properly available and we cannot able to record those actions, and we can able to use the keystrokes. So sometimes what will happen, there are security pop-ups will come, and this security pop-ups, even the recording options and the elements will not be available. So in that scenario, we have to depend upon the keystrokes. We can able to simply disable those security options from the options if you have the access to that particular configuration. We need to make sure that enable scripting is available, and the sometimes we will get pop-ups like script is running in the SAP. So you can simply uncheck these boxes. Pop-up boxes are will not be visible. And in security configuration, we can select allow in the default action. Instead of ask every time, we can simply allow. It will not ask for the security GUI security pop-ups. So these are the prerequisite we can able to enable for the SAP systems. Number of pop-ups will get reduced, and we can able to automate. If these are the mandatory, you can able to take those as a commands, and we can able to automate those pop-ups as well using the keystrokes. Most of the time, macro recordings also will not be work. In that scenario, we can able to use the keystrokes. End of the transaction, we will be saving that Excel, and we will be closing the SAP. Second way, how we can able to automate, if your SAP already have the option of macro code enabling or recording of the macros, you can simply use that option. Currently for me, it's script recording playback is enabled. I can able to record whatever the actions I'm doing inside a SAP screen, which will be recorded in a VB script format. This same script we can able to call inside a run macro command from the Power Automate desktop, and we can able to call those macros. Otherwise, you can able to use it. If you are using any pop-up windows which is not captured by the macro, we can use the keystrokes actions to automate from the Power Automate desktop. Let me quickly show you how these actions are performed. Scripting action. One action I already recorded, couple of login and exporting that particular function. Using this particular auto-generated key, we can able to use the inside Excel macro. Let me quickly open that macro file. In this macro, what I did, I called the respective, we need to enable the SAP references inside the tools and configuration. If this is not available, you can configure whichever the location of the particular DL is available. In my case, it is available inside this path. We can directly add using the browse button. Once we add it, so we can call these respective scripting actions, and we can use the recorder, or we can able to manually inspect the element using the inspector from the windows, and we can able to find the respective DOM path. These are the mandatory things we need to consider, how the clicking and how the passing the data is happen. Using this script also, we can able to do a similar action as the Power Automate desktop unit. Depending upon our requirement and the organization usage, or whether the scripting is disabled, we can go through the traditional or recorder or the traditional send keys. This one which need to be approved from our perspective, whether these are the last options. Like I told you, these are the last resort to use the keystrokes, which are not ideal for the automation. Which is okay for if it is attended, but if you are using for the customer or upstream, they are running the automation and parallelly working their day-to-day operations, it will be affected. So this is the reason we recommended to use the UI elements. Let me quickly record one action, how the populate text field or any buttons which is available inside this one. Already one recorded. Let me quickly show you. Suppose this button is enabled by defaultly, can able to record that particular action. For some scenarios, recording may not be enabled for all the actions. Even this grid and everything, we can able to export, but the accuracy will be less than compared to what we see. For suppose this button, I can able to capture this button inside a recorder, and we can able to use as a UI clicks. And I want to enter the pass the data or anything, or here these buttons are not properly aligned. In that scenario, we have to depending upon the keystrokes, and this is the one way. And another how we can able to pass the data inside this particular checkbox. We can able to populate the text, or if you want to capture the particular text, you can right click and extract the text value. So get text or get name. Or if you want to wait for that screen, you can use the contains if until that UI element is enabled or until it is appears. Using this way, we can able to automate the SAP. For this testing scenario, I simply use the downloading option of the Excel file. And the second way, we can call the macro, whatever the macro we recorded and we modified as per our requirement. We can call the macro and inside Power Automate desktop. And if there are some actions are like not recorded inside a macro, we can use the keystrokes or other UI recorder options. Mostly whatever the UI elements are available, it can able to record inside the macro. If it is not available, means we can able to simply use the keystrokes as a last resort. Okay, let me quickly run this and see how it is working. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, it sends the send keys to the particular screen, and again sending the keystrokes and exporting the particular values. Inside a Power Automate desktop, it successfully exported that particular Excel file as a dummy data. If there are any exceptions, we can able to use the exception handling part to handle those kind of exceptions, and quickly also see how the macro is going to perform. So the same macro I showed you in this Excel file. For macro to work, we need to have SAP need to be open in a easy access window. From there onwards, the macro will able to run these actions. Let me unpause that one. It's very fast compared to the pad. So yeah, it's already done for this part. Okay. These are the two ways we can able to automate the SAP application. We can use the scripting, or we can use the regular RPA tool to record and enable using inside the SAP application. Thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Let me know if you have any queries in the comment section.